the thing I like to talk about too is, and I'm really big on this, is that perception. We doing everything you can to have the ability to listen and look through the lens and try to understand the experiences of your employees, because that's what perception is. And I always talk about the truth. I don't know what the truth is. Okay. Sometimes I just don't. If we can look at a wall, and some people will see the color green and some people will see the color blue, depending on the shade or in the lighting. I mean, really, colors change when lighting changes, right? So what is the truth of that color, right? And so instead of screaming or yelling or belittling an employee, telling them they're wrong, and this is the way it is, and this is what it is, first try to see it from their point of view. This is my opinion on how I try to lead. I want to understand exactly what they're talking about. If somebody tells me that a story about a client or with a job or whatever, and my gut feeling is, and my immediate feeling is, dude, I've been doing this long enough. There's no way what you're about to tell me I'm going to believe. But I try my best to shut my mouth and listen and just shake my head and say, okay, and then maybe ask a few questions to pull some things out. And when you do that, a lot of times you'll get them to look at it a little bit differently as well and change their perception. So when I talk about managing perceptions, I'm not just talking about your own perception, but managing the perceptions of other people and employees, which in a nutshell to me means just being super empathetic first and open-minded about what they're telling you and what they're telling you they see, feel, and experience. And then maybe you'll learn a little bit about their point of view. Now, it doesn't mean that it is blue on that wall. You're just hearing what they're telling you. And then maybe once you do that, it's easier, to your point, to lead them to your vision as the entrepreneur and the leader that needs to know where we want to be in 3 months and 6 months and 2 years and 3 years. A great leader has got to figure out how to move those employees all in the same direction towards your vision. And I think for me, it's easier when I understand their perceptions and what they're hearing and seeing. And sometimes I'm not the best communicator. So I may have miscommunicated that vision, or I might have gotten off track in what we were talking about. And, a lot of us are, like traction. A lot of us are we're not good integrators and detail-oriented people. Business owners' brains move very quickly, and we're on to one point to the next point, to the next point, to the next point, to the next point. Everybody else handle the details, please, right? We're not sometimes always good integrators. And so I think just being super empathetic doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give in. You just need to understand and listen. And then I think it's easier to move them to the vision that you're trying to outline. And just the way you talk to somebody, it can be, and I've really worked hard on this. It's one thing to say, you got to get your ass to work on time. Okay. You got to get to work on time. What the hell is going on? Well, I don't know if that person just got, a divorce papers handed to him. I don't know if his kid just got diagnosed with cancer. I don't know any of that stuff. I need to understand that something's going on in a human being's life that's very dear to my business and important to me. I need to be empathetic and find out what's going on, and then do the best I can to help. Now, if that means we're going to have to part ways, then we'll do that too. But I don't know the truth until I understand their perception. And their truth could be a little bit different than what my truth is. And so that's kind of how I look at it. I don't know, I might have been rambling and not sounding coherent, but that's where I come from, that perception thing.